Okay, I'm the X. This is the T4 Dorman Direct system. This is what you get if you open up an account at Dorman. This is a simulator. Look it. Woohoo! $1 million. We're rich. All right, so it comes up basically like this. When you bring it up, it's got a small quote board. It's got probably one price ladder up. It shows you a chart, and it shows you an order book. I tend to use this for the simplest functions, which are just getting orders placed, and then I use something else for the chart analysis, Metastock, the OMNI, something of that nature. So the chart, I don't care about. Goodbye, who cares? I don't want to see their charting capabilities. It doesn't really matter to me. So we have a price ladder, we have a quote board, we have an order book. The first thing I like to do is take this price ladder and change the way it looks. So I'm going to do that for you now, and this is what I would normally do. I start setting up the quote board. I start setting up my desktop. So I rearrange stuff. I'd like to have a quote board over here, and I can fill it with as many quotes as I want. If I want to see a price ladder, I might start stacking price ladders over here, and I want an order book down here so I can always be watching my order book. But the first thing I do is I click here, this icon. So it opens up, boom, Dorman just opened up. It looks kind of like this. I just rearranged the three boxes, but that's what you get. You click this box with the little hand. Move down to contract ticket where it says disabled and enable that ticket. Close. Next, what you want to do is take a look at what you've done. You've just created something called a ticket. With this, you can now, instead of trading and trying to click on the price ladder and putting a trade on, which could be a crazy idea, instead, you now have something where you can set the price, you can tell it if it's a stop limit, a stop market, and you can place it and see the orders down here. So this is what I mean. Without this, of course, the only thing that you have is access to the price ladder, and you can place an order, and the order may or may not get in the right spot. You may drop it in the wrong place. It could be a dangerous thing to do. So I clicked on here, and I enabled my contract ticket. Now that I have one, I want to put in a buy stop above the market because I think it's a good idea to sell S&P as an example. So I come down here, I would use this, but the first thing I want to do is check what is going on here. I have this set up as a stop market, and now it's red. This must be red, otherwise it will not be a stop market. It would be a limit order. If this is black, it is not going to be a stop when you place the order. It's going to literally be a limit, and it's going to get filled as soon as you place it. This must be red. Check that it is a stop market when placing stops. Now we're going to do a buy stop above the market. Let's say we want to buy two at 17.55 on a stop. We move this price ladder up to 17.55. Let's do it for 5.5. We want to buy two. We make sure it is red. We come back down and say, yes, I want to buy two. And you've got two lots right now underneath here. They also show up in your working orders. I'm looking at my working order book, as well as I can see the order here. Now, let's say I thought it was a great idea to just go short. So we're going to go short right at the market. We're just going to sell to best we can. We turn off the stop. Now we have nothing but limit orders. Nothing else is going to happen. You can put in a stop market, but we like stop markets only. We turn that black so it is nothing else, and we can sell one at the market. Or I should say at the price that's on here. So if it trades up to 17.45.75, we can be filled. Now, very simply, I want to change that. Instead of dragging this down and letting go, which is one way of filling the order, I prefer to not do that. I prefer, let's put that order back. Let's move it up here. Let's say we're selling one. I prefer to right-click the order and go in and revise that order. Again, right-click on where the order is. Right-click with your mouse. Go revise the order. Make it a two-lot if you want. Change the price. But it's a slower process. You're not reacting very quickly to a panicking price ladder. You hit revise. The order changes immediately. Now it's a two-lot. Well, maybe it's a good idea to make this an MIT. So let's not have a limit order. If I left click, it'll cancel. Gone. And it disappears on my board. So now let's make an MIT. We go back up here. We say market if touched. Now MIT is red. Remember, if it's black, it will not be anything but a limit order. Red, it's a market if touched order. Let's sell to above the market at 1746 and a quarter, market if touched. Now we're selling to at 1746.25, market if touched. If the market trades there, our fill will go to the market, will be filled. So that's the way I prefer to use the price ladder. So now you see the way I use the price ladder. Very simple. I don't use OCO. I don't care about the OCO. I don't ever want to use it. Why? Because this environment, you are responsible for any order you place on these platforms. Even if the exchange goes down, the platform goes down, if anything goes wrong. If you leave the OCO to cancel your order for you, one cancels other, and there's a flash crash and it does not cancel you, you're stuck with whatever fill you received. Read the small print. So I do not bother with OCO. That's a bell and whistle. I place both orders. I cancel the one that's not going to be used if there's a fill or a stop out. That's what you should do as well. Now, we come over to the quote board. It already starts off with some quotes. You've got the emini S&P, the mini Dow, you've got the 10-year note, you've got the index, you've got the corn. So let's say you want to add something to your quote board. I'd like to watch something else. Once again, we come up here and we see this little checkerboard icon. We click it once. And now all of the markets that are already on our quote board are listed here. That's these. The other ones that we can choose from, and there are hundreds, are listed here. So let's say we wanted to click on 30-minute CBT commodity futures. And let's say we wanted to say, you know, let's click on the corn. Let's put corn in there. You click the market, it shows up right here. You now have corn. You want to remove it, gone. Let's say you chose the wrong market. So let's say we come down here and we want to do the sim and we say, let's put in the soybean future. And we don't do minis. Well, we'll start with the corn. Let's put the corn in. Boom, it shows up. Let's put oats in. Oats are on the platform now. Let's put soybeans in. Let's put some rough rice in there. Maybe some soy meal, some bean oil, the wheat. So, you know, we're filling up our quote board with what we'd like to see. And then let's say we wanted to go over to something else and look at the equity futures. And we say, you know, I don't like that mini Dow. Maybe I'll go for like the S&P. So you click on any of the stuff that you would like to follow. And then you can add that in. So if you wanted to follow, let's say, the gold, well, let's do like the Russell. If I can spot it on here quickly, I don't want to waste your time. Well, we'll add anything, the S&P Big Future, just to show you that I'm adding other contracts on. Then we go over to ICE maybe, and we'll take a look at the coffee, sugar, and cocoa markets, and U.S. commodities. And all right, I like cotton too, and maybe we'll grab, let's see, what else will I have? First, there could be some fun. We just got filled, I see. So, now we've chosen a bunch of markets. We closed that, and all those markets are now here. And now we have a fill. The fill shows up. We got filled on our MIT order. We're short 2. Our equity is changing. It's down $25. P&L is down $25, and it shows us what we have left out of the million. So now we have a quote board, and we can follow all the quotes. It's got the bid, the offer, the last price. You can rearrange the quote board. You can, and I'm not going to go through those features. That's just bells and whistles if you want, of course. You can rearrange that quote board by clicking on here and choosing all the other features of things you'd like to see. You click on last trade volume. It'll show up in the list. Click on volume. So you close it, and now you have more things to look at, and your quote board expands a little bit. So you expand your quote board. This is called setting up your desktop. So now, I've got my quote, I've got my price ladder, I've got a stop in, I've been filled on the order that was here, I see my position, I've got a quote board. And all of a sudden I get a flash update from Oscar and he goes, oh no, let's trade the euro. You can click the euro and say trade contract. And a price ladder will come right up. Put it on a spot on your desktop. Remember the first time you bring that up to go in here and open up your contract ticket. You will enable the contract ticket. Then you close that. Now you have an enabled contract ticket. You've got a price ladder. You can put it next to this price ladder. Now you've got two. And oh no, Oscar says, let's get long. We got to put our sell stop in, right? So you come up here and you go stop market. It's red. I'm going to do 5 lots. Let's get the stop in. You change the price very quickly. You put your 5 lot stop in. You've got your stop. And now we're supposed to buy 2 at the market. So where's the market right now? We say, oh, look, it's right here. We buy 2. We turn off the stop. You see, I almost put in a buy stop accidentally. You turn off the stop so it is red, and now it is just a simple limit order. And now you've got your limit order, which you can be filled at any level. But you don't want to do this. You see what I'm doing, moving it around? We don't want to do that ever. We want to do it on here. Let's put our order in right near the market, let's say. So right here, where it's trading, we want to buy 2. At least we've got a limit order in that we can look at. Make sure it's correct. You want to fill it at that point. You know, you can do anything you want with it. Cancel it. You can right-click on it. So if we have the order in, down here, remember, right-click. You can change it. What price? I'd like to move the price up. I'd like to move the price down. You can change the price. It's now filled. It shows up here. We're now long 2. The stop is still in. So now I've got 2 price ladders, my quote board with all the quotes. Let's say you filled it all the way to the bottom. You've got that done. Here you can look at what was filled, the order. It tells you the market that you're in, whether you bought or sold, how many you bought or sold, what type of order it was, what is your fill. So you've got that board. You can look at your working orders, what's in the market now. I've got these working, no fills yet. I've got, this is my order, and this is the volume, and this is the market that it's in. So it's got all the information. And once again, here's what you can do with this. You can go in and you can change the labels that you're looking at. You can add the time that you were filled, what exchange it was on, that'll show up here. You can take that and then move it to a different place on the on the line that you're reading. So different ways to use this. And then, of course, you close this. You've changed that. So now, here's where we're at. We've got a wonderful quote board. Let's say we want another price ladder. We make the quote board a little smaller and make some room. And we go like this. And we go, you know, I'd like to see a wheat price ladder, trade contract. The wheat price ladder shows up. Open up your ticket by clicking on properties. I have a ticket now. Close that. Now you've got a wheat. Let's say you wanted to find one more. These are the 4 markets that you're always trading, right? Euro dollar, S&P, wheat, and let's say you're a crude oil trader. You want a price ladder on crude oil as well. Get that one up. So now we're setting up our desktop. So now you open up your contract ticket. We enable. And now we have a crude price ladder. So let's say we look at our desktop and we like what we see. We go, you know, I like the quote board right there. I like having my price ladders quickly where I can see them. I love having my orders right underneath me. I think this is set up perfectly. What you do next is you come up here and you click Save. Your settings were saved. Now, every time you bring up your T4 from this point forward, it'll show up exactly like this. If you decide you don't like that and you say, let's put this price ladder here. Let's get all the price ladders together. Let's put this one down here. Let's drag my order book up here. So I've got the quotes, I've got my order book, and all my price ladders I line up underneath. And I'm a guy that trades 8 markets, so I want price ladders like crazy. So you can make a smaller one, right? You just keep filling your desktop with price ladders. Once you're happy with your desktop, the next thing you do once again, of course, is save it. So you're happy, you go, you know, I want to get that black line out of there. Let's make this a little bigger. And, you know, I'm particular. I like to see everything perfect. All right, I'm loving this. Click Save once again. Okay, you've saved it. And every time you pull up your T4, you can close it. When you pull it back up, it'll look exactly like this. Traders, this is how I want you to use this program. You will place MIT orders for getting in and getting out. MIT, market if touched. You will place stop market orders when you are putting in stops. I hope this helps you use the T4 program. Give it a try. If you have any questions, contact me in the chat room.